This is Huawei P40 and P40 Pro.
Huawei has just taken the wrap off 3 brand new superphones, the P40, the P40 Pro and the P40 Pro Plus. So what do we think? Well, there's no question at all that these phones are very much geared towards photography. I will have to refer to my notes because things can get complicated. The standard P40 comes with 3 cameras on the back. The Pro ups that to 4 cameras, while the Pro Plus, the hero of the bunch, has 5 cameras on the back. But what are those cameras? Well, that is a very good question. All 3 phones have a standard 50 megapixel zoom lens, which offers things like better low light performance. The standard P40 also has a 16 megapixel ultra-wide lens and an 8 megapixel 3x optical zoom. The P40 Pro ups that a little bit to include a 40 megapixel ultra-wide lens as well as a 12 megapixel 5x optical zoom. Now there's also a time of flight sensor on there, which basically gives depth information to get that better artfully out of focus background on your portraits. So the P40 Pro Plus is of course the hero of the bunch with those 5 different lenses on the back. So that includes the standard 50 megapixel zoom lens. There's also the 40 megapixel ultra wide, an 8 megapixel 3x optical zoom, and a 8 megapixel 10x optical zoom on the back, as well as the same time of flight sensor for that depth information. So it's definitely the zoom skills that sets the Pro Plus apart from the rest. It's the first time that we've seen any smartphone with a 10x optical zoom. I think the biggest we've had before has been the Galaxy S20 Ultra, which has got a 4x optical zoom. So this is upping that quite a lot. Now both the Galaxy S20 Ultra and the Huawei P40 Pro Plus can do 100 times zoom. Now Huawei did show a little comparison image of 100 times zooms taken on its phone and on the Samsung phone, and Huawei's did look a little bit clearer, but of course we're going to have to leave those judgments until we can get both phones side by side and see how they actually compare. For obvious reasons, we haven't done that yet. Apart from the zoom, the P40 range also promises big improvements in low light imaging, which is pretty exciting because Huawei's phones are already amazing at taking photos in very, very low light. We've done landscapes, we've done portraits using low light with their phones, and the results can be amazing. So really looking forward to seeing what these updates actually bring. They also get various artificial intelligence upgrades, including a mode that can apparently take out passers-by who might walk through your scene while you're taking a photo. It's difficult to know exactly how that's going to work, so we're looking forward to taking that onto the streets eventually and putting it to the test. Beyond the cameras though, the phones do have some impressive hardware. The screens on the P40 Pro and Pro Plus basically wrap all the way around. There's basically no bezel on the sides of the phone, and in the videos and photos that we've seen so far that looks really, really cool, but whether it makes it a little bit difficult to hold, and maybe particularly if you're gaming or texting you might accidentally touch the screen, that remains to be seen, so looking forward to giving that a full test. The screens themselves are OLED, they have high resolutions, and they support HDR, all of which we would expect from a top-end phone. Under the hood is Huawei's latest Kirin 990 processor, which of course supports 5G, because you didn't expect anyone to launch a flagship phone in 2020 without 5G. That would be ridiculous. Of course, the chip also promises better performance and better power management, just what you'd expect from a new chip basically, and again we'll be putting that to the test in our full review later on. Other treats include an improved in-screen fingerprint scanner, which apparently can unlock the phone even faster. We've got faster wireless charging and various updates to Huawei software to include things like better multitasking. So speaking of software, these phones of course won't launch with Google services on board, so you can't use the Google Play Store. Now that is going to be a big problem for a lot of you, but Huawei has been making a lot of noise about how many developers have been getting on board with its own app system called the Huawei App Gallery. Apparently it's supporting more and more apps and it's getting more and more users. So it's not necessarily that you can't find any apps, but it's definitely worth looking to see if your favorite apps are already available before you spend your money. So overall, these phones look pretty great, and they are pretty much in line with what we would expect from Huawei launching a great phone right now. It should have a really amazing camera, the design looks good, it's packed with top tech. and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that actually works out in the real world. Very excited to get my hands on these phones, take them out, do some shooting, see what they're really like. Of course, unfortunately, because of the coronavirus restrictions, we're staying at home and I'm not going to be able to actually take them out into the real world for some time. But do make sure to keep your eyes on CNET.com for a lot more on these phones, and hopefully we can give them a real test soon.